This video is going to be considerably less formal than the last few videos that I made because I don't really have a script right now. I don't actually have the time to write a script, but I did want to talk a little bit about the classic playlist that's in Halo 5. So the classic playlist I'm actually having a lot of fun of, and a lot of YouTubers are also really enjoying it. Obviously, though, there are some people who don't like it. So the classic playlist, a lot of people have problems with because they're like, why is it called a classic playlist if it has Halo 5 movement? Well, it's not actually called a classic playlist, it's called an anniversary throwback playlist, but that's, besides the point. I do kind of get the confusion because the keyword classic was thrown around a little bit in dialogue between the community and the developers, as well as in the past they made reference to a classic playlist coming, although I do want to point out that Sketch, the community manager, has actually said that a real classic playlist with classic gameplay is not out of the question, and it might actually become a reality very, very soon. So this is not the classic playlist that we have been asking for. This is purely an anniversary throwback playlist, and I actually don't mind the way it was done. So you spawn with your assault rifle and your Halo CE Magnum. It would have actually been pretty cool if they created some kind of variant of the assault rifle that performed like the classic assault rifle. I mean, I know that, it would have been a little bit trivial for one little playlist, but who knows, it probably could have been a wreck in Warzone if balanced properly. That's a whole topic for another day, but I rather like the way that it was handled, giving you the CE Magnum and assault rifle starts, and I actually do not mind the movement in these classic maps. So the maps were made in Forge, they were completely made in Forge, and they look really good. A lot of work went into making sure that they look like Halo CE maps, and for the most part, in my opinion, I think that they play surprisingly really well, with the exception of a few. So obviously, when you take a map from Halo CE, which is designed around Halo CE's gameplay, and then you put it into Halo 5, there's gonna be some conflicting design choices in the way that the maps are kind of illustrated and certain sight lines and stuff. So I expected nothing good to come from this playlist, but for the most part, it seems like a completely different kind of game. Now, let me kind of clarify what I mean, because obviously that's a very general and vague thing to say, but I feel like, okay, so these maps had a specific flow in Halo CE that you followed. When I first spawned into this playlist, I was like, alright, I'm gonna go for the shotgun, I'm gonna go here, get my overshield and stuff, and then, kind of sit at this perch, and that's how I'm gonna get most of my kills. But I found that different kind of opportunities and strategies were presented to me because of the enhanced movement, and the maps ended up flowing very differently from how they originally flowed. And that's not a bad thing, by the way. I actually think it's kind of like a different take. Like I said before, it's like a past and present collide into one playlist. There are a few spawning issues on some of the maps. There are areas where I can actually spawn kill people. I can just sit with my Magnum trained to a certain corner, and then sure enough a red or a blue will spawn there, and then I can just unload 3 shots and then blue or red is down. And that's definitely a problem, although I'm not sure how faithful they were to the original maps with the placements of the spawn points. I know that some weapons are kind of altered their placements, and there are a few problems definitely with that. In my personal opinion, I think Hang 'em High does not play well at all in this playlist. It just does not feel right. There are a lot of issues with it, even regarding the sniper, which, like I said, not everything is going to translate perfectly into Halo 5, sadly. Halo 5 does operate very differently at its core with the weapon balance and different kind of attributes and stuff, so some maps just will not play well, and Hang 'em High, sadly, is kind of one of those maps, so that's a map that is not a lot of fun to play. But overall, I would say this playlist, it's just fun. I have a lot of fun playing it, and it's one of those situations where yeah, you could sit down and nitpick, the specific design details and whatever, all this, intricate stuff, and we could really break down the playlist, and this is why it does not work, but it's just fun. It's Halo's 15-year anniversary, and it is a playlist that didn't really need to be intricately detailed and play-tested for months and months and perfectly balanced. It's just a fun playlist to have fun with, kind of like Action Sack or something. It's here. It doesn't really need to be flawlessly perfected and really, really, really polished. You just play it, you have fun, you say, hey, this is a map I really had a lot of fun with. You see other people running around in their classic armors because those were given out for free on Halo's 15th anniversary, and just, you know, you just enjoy yourself. Overall, I know that this was a very informal video, and it was really just me kind of like talking, unscripted. Maybe I didn't get to certain points that I wanted to make, but overall, the playlist, I'm just really enjoying it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm not gonna bother to nitpick it and stuff. It's just a wacky, fun playlist that's kind of cool running around the Halo CE maps. I also really appreciate that Sketch made it very clear that this is not a replacement for the classic playlist that fans have been requesting, and that we might see that in the future. And I'm hoping that it sticks around till at least Thanksgiving, or possibly becomes permanent, because I do also enjoy how social the playlist feels. It feels very social. There's not a lot of like try-hardy stuff going on, because they've tried a social playlist in the past for Halo 5, and man, it did not work very well. Like, these maps in Halo 5 were not designed for 10 versus 10. And so here in Halo 5 with the anniversary playlist, you've got maps that are considerably larger than the maps in Halo 5, and so like the bigger player count does actually help. And just, yeah, those are my thoughts. I'm having fun with it, and I wanted to know how you guys are enjoying the classic playlist. Do you kind of share my opinion where it's like, it's honestly not worth getting worked up for, it's just a lot of fun? Or do you have some issues with it? Just let me know in the comment section below, guys. And I also wanted to, by the way, thank all of you so much for sharing my armor video that I made a little while ago, about a week ago. I put a lot of effort into that, and you guys have really helped me. The feedback has been tremendous to that video, and actually what I do really enjoy seeing now is on Waypoint, I'm noticing that, I don't know if maybe this is just me overthinking it, but people seem considerably less hostile towards each other on Waypoint. People are open to discussion and different opinions, and for the most part, I see what could have been very toxic, very argument-heavy posts become a little bit more relaxed. There's a little bit more of a just respectful air to some of these posts. I'm noticing people who are, they're just listening to both sides of the argument, presenting their points really well. Even when they have gripes with 343, they're saying, and remember, it's not bad, it's not like awful, it's not the worst thing, these are just my opinions about it. And I don't know, it's really cool seeing, and I hope it's a trend that continues while trending. So guys, thank you so much. I'll see you on the next video.